I am Devan Dixon. I am the American History and AP Research teacher here at FSI, and very excited to be here in my first year. After Hurricane Helene, I was able to get connected with World Central Kitchen, which was operating out of Bear Smokehouse in downtown, and was able to volunteer my time and work with them to bring hot meals out into the communities that were hit pretty substantially by Helene. So we were able to work with the kitchen staff there and the driver team to get roughly 20 to 30,000 meals out into communities as far up as Boone, Hendersonville, Tryon, Waynesville, Weaverville, Asheville, Swannanoa, Black Mountain, get them meals every day. So we were working with a team of about 120 people, 60 drivers going to about 120 locations to deliver meals. So it was amazing to see just the wide range of the community come together for the sole purpose of helping neighbors and helping to feed the community that was so devastated by this hurricane. And I was lucky to be part of that community and meet with people from various backgrounds who had been either just out of work because of the hurricane or had lost their jobs completely and were still able to volunteer their time. I went to some areas that were fairly low socioeconomic areas that would be considered struggling prior to the storm, but showing up to one of those communities one day and the residents came out, and a woman actually came up and just was hugging me and crying. And she was like, "It's really hard to not know where your food is going to come from. And we just thank you so much for coming out and doing this." When I felt like my part of the World Central Kitchen activities was really small. Like, I wasn't cooking the food. I wasn't part of the management team from World Central. I just was there bringing the food out. But the way that the communities came together to ensure that everybody was getting what they needed and that all of the resources were being distributed equitably, it meant a lot. And then just to see the emotion on people's faces when we delivered hot meals to them was really, you just know that you've made a difference in that person's life at that moment. I think that the way that people band together when times are hard really shows you, really kind of regains your faith in humanity, that like even in the darkest of times, what I saw was just people banding together to help in any way that they possibly could to anyone that they possibly could. Even the smallest acts of just helping somebody clear a tree or, bringing water to somebody who can't leave their home. It just, part of what makes this area so special is people's willingness to help their neighbor. Living in Washington, D.C., you don't necessarily get that. It's a lot more kind of separate. And here it was really just that sense of like the Asheville community, that people wanted to help each other and wanted to be part of the community and wanted to see it rebuild, because everybody loves this area so much and they want it to thrive and get back to what it used to be. So just seeing people come together after the storm, no matter what their situation was, even if they had lost everything, they were still willing to help. It just really highlighted the uniqueness of the community of Asheville, which I'm really happy to be a part of.